Alright guys, so we are getting really close to start this car up. Here I have the oil, what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using some Rotella, Shell Rotella 1540. This is a oil for like trucks and diesel trucks and stuff. The reason I use this oil is because it's real thick, and whenever we're using E85 fuel, the E85 fuel gets on the oil and it breaks it down. So at least with this one, which is a little bit, it's more thicker than the regular oil. It's gonna take a little bit longer to, you know, break down the oil. So that oil right there is really good for E85. So yeah, this is a cheap way to go. You can buy all those E85 compatible oils, but you know, they're a little bit more expensive. So but yeah, you can pick up this at Walmart or in any stores that you have around you. And then for transmission, I always use Honda manual transmission. You know, you cannot go wrong with this. So yep, I got 3 quarts there. It only takes like 2.5 or 2.5 or something like that. So yeah, so I'll be putting the fuel fluids in, and also need to top up power steering, and then I'm gonna top off with water for now, and then I'll be adding coolant later on. I have to buy Honda coolant, so I gotta go to a dealer and get me a gallon of coolant. But let me go ahead and start adding the fluids on the car and getting ready to start it up. Just double checking for no oil leaks. So this is actually 1 gallon. It's 3.785 liters. I think it's close to 3 quarts, almost 4 quarts. So that's why I have the extra quart right there. Alrighty, so I added the 4.5 quarts for the engine, half a quart extra for the to circulate everything from the turbo, and then I remove the speed sensor right there, and then I fill it up from there so you can see that it's it has a good amount. I put 2.5 quarts of transmission fluid, Honda manual transmission fluid. That should be good enough. So I'm ready to put the sensor back in place, and then after I'm done putting that bolt back, I'm gonna top it off with I'm gonna add some water for the time being, and then yeah, I think we're gonna be ready to start it up. Also, I forgot to mention, since I painted the engine bay, I had to remove all the brake lines and all that stuff, and I have to bleed the bleed the brakes, and I have to bleed the clutch, and also add some power steering fluid. So I'm doing that right now, and getting ready for the first startup and possible the first test drive if the if the map on the ECU is good. All right, so since I'm running a Hellcat 525 fuel pump, here's the you know, all the components that I have here for the do a relay, external relay or extra relay. So basically this is a 50 amp relay that I'll be retrofitting to this car. So I have some 12 gauge wire here for it running all the way from the battery all the way back to the pump, and this is a negative wire that I have. So this is going to be running from the pump to the chassis ground. It's not going to be much. All right, guys, I'm almost done with the fuel system. So I got the relay right there. I wire it up, and then if I come over here to the car, you can hear the pump. I don't want to have it running for too long just because I don't want to burn the pump. But we are in business. Well, we got power going to the fuel pump, and the pump is screaming it needs fuel. So let me go ahead and top off the tank. I got some E85 right there. So let me put that in the tank, and then I don't know, maybe I'll start it up today. We'll see. Woo! Love that smell. So I'm just gonna put 5 gallons for now. I'm just gonna make sure that whenever I prime the system, it doesn't have no fuel leak anywhere. So, you know, usually whenever you do a fuel system complete, you always gotta make sure that you don't have any leaks. 2 things that I found out. This is the screw for the fuel pressure regulator. See right there, kind of looks like it arced at one point. So pretty much I was trying to adjust the fuel pressure on it, and it will not go down. So I'm pretty sure this is what it is. It's damaged right there. So I'm going to get my tap and dice it, and I'm gonna run the tap on it and then clean those threads and then put it back on the regulator. All right, I'm not 100% sure what is going on. I don't know if this regulator, it is bad, but I'm trying to adjust it and it does not adjust. I'm gonna have to take it apart and see what's up inside. So, and also it's leaking through here. Someplace around here. See how it got E85 fuel on that bolt right there and it turned blue. So I don't see how it's regulating pressure because the gauge doesn't go up. I'm gonna have to see if either the gauge or the regulator, they're bad. The pump activates in the back, and it's sending fuel over here because you can see fuel coming out of that small leak right there. Let me just double check that real quick and see what it is and see which of those is bad. Alrighty, so I'm not getting fuel pressure over here at the front. The pump activates, but the gauge doesn't go up, or it's like it doesn't have enough pressure. You know, it's sending a little bit over here because if I remove this gauge, it will start pouring out. But with that pump, this should be like throwing all the way to the hood. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go back to the source. So I'm gonna remove that pump once again and just double check everything back there and make sure that everything that I did is okay. Alright, so I found a problem on the pump. Whenever I install the pump, I install this pipe that it comes with a pump. So the way it was routed, I scratched it and I did a hole on it. So it was leaking through there and it was not creating enough pressure all the way to the front. Now, so as soon as I turned the key on, it just built instant pressure complete and I heard a pop. So I come over here and there's gasoline pouring, E85 pouring out of the top of the gate, not the gate, top of the regulator. So I remember that I left it all the way tight, so it got to a point that it could not release the fuel, and then I just pop a hole on it. So with that being said, The car won this time. I'm not, and it was my fault. I left it tight, so it created too much pressure, and then it just I guess, you know, this is the weak point of this cheap regulator from eBay. Alright guys, so I finally fixed the diaphragm on the regulator. I replaced the diaphragm. I now added some water. I unplugged the distributor. I am going to build oil pressure. So I'm gonna leave the pump running and everything, injector activating. So if it floods, it floods. So I'm gonna you know, crank it so they can build oil pressure. I think that's good enough. Let me do it one more time. Yeah, we got oil pressure. So now, since the injectors have been throwing fuel in there because I didn't unplug the main relay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna plug back the distributor. Here it is, and then I'm gonna, you know, fire it up. This car was running before. It was running normal. So this car was running fine before I installed the turbo kit. So I had the ECU, it was already chipped. They added the Vtec on it because it's a P75, and they added boost by gear setup. I told the guy to put a map so at least the car can start and I can drive it on the trailer. So let's see if it starts. Yep. It starts. It's running. It starts, but it doesn't want to idle. So let me raise the idle a little bit on the front. Let me see. Let me see if that will do it. No. Yeah, it won't stay running. Man, I wanted to check if it will stay running, so I can heat it up, go through the heat cycle, and make sure the day of the dyno it doesn't have no issues. So, damn, that sucks. But yeah, I'm gonna see what I can figure out, and then I keep you guys up to date. So I wasn't able to let the car running for a long period of time due to the injectors not being calibrated on the ECU. So I'll let the tuner deal with that over there on the next video. So stay tuned for the next video, guys. I will be taking the car down to an hour and a half from here. So I'm gonna take it to Carlos Tuning. He will be the one tuning the car. So stay tuned for that video. If you guys made it all the way to the end of this boring technical video, you guys are the best. So hit the subscribe button, smash that like, so I can continue doing these technical videos and all the stuff that I do here in the shop. Stay tuned for the next video. I see you guys in another year. Nah, just kidding. I'll see you guys in the next one. Will be next week. Next week I'll upload the next video. So stay tuned for that, guys. See ya.